But CLG in Super Week beat the other team, Coast, that was ahead of them in their head-to-head matchups too. So if CLG have put in that work that they were talking about,
velocity.
then yeah, exactly. Both other teams actually. So if they have put in the work, then we'll see a lot of it manifest itself here in Champion Select. And the targeted bans already seem to be looking at Saint.
It's interesting, too, that also Curse have dropped away the Thresh. That you mentioned in some of the pregame how good Edward's Nami has been, that he's been running to that champion. So he's like, screw it. We'll remove Chowster's Thresh as much as it might pain Edward there. He's got something else to go to. Of course, the Shen dropped away from Nien, giving Voidboy more room to run playmakers. We got just one more ban coming up for CLG.
Yeah, so I was thinking they're either going to first pick that Thresh away, give it to Edward, or they were just going to ban it out. And it looks like they just want to put Chowster on something else. If you consistently play the same champion over and over in competitive play, then your skills will deteriorate on the other champions simply because of unfamiliarity. You haven't played them in a while, you do begin to get a little bit rusty here. So we'll have to see if Chowster's other supports have faltered at all. Namely, it's probably going to be going to something like a Lulu or a Janna, one of the more old supports that he was very comfortable with and has been just for a very long time.
And it's his chance to steal away Nami right now that Zach was first picked away by Curse. It's been Nien's really go-to top laner. It's been good for Void, good for Saint as well. So, so far, Curse doing a good job of stealing away picks as well as picking good ones for themselves.
Zach's been one of the most first-pick champions that we've had in the LCS. Psycho Sid, even in the last game, he's been picking that over and over too. A lot of top laners really happy with the way that kit works up in the top lane, especially if you're going up against an AP solo laner. You can just rush a Spirit Visage, which is his holy grail of items, gives him every single stat that he could possibly want.
And CLG, though, they're just becoming TSM. They've gone full TSM. They're going for the Twitch for Double Lift. They're going for the Karthus there on Link. I mean, it's a lot of damage already, for sure.
The thing about locking in Twitch early, a lot of AD carries have really been liking Twitch recently, and it's because I even heard Lemon say Twitch should win every single 2 vs 2 matchup. He has such good early harass, and he has such good versatility that you can pair him with a lot of different supports. So it's no surprise that they're locking in that one very early here.
Cool. So Twitch in there should be good then for Counter Logic Gaming. I mean, Double Lift Chowster are one of the best, absolutely duo lanes in North America. So it'd be surprising to see them falter here. Curse now going to make their own choices. 10 seconds to go. They're actually talking in pregame chat, I think jokingly, about the Corki pick. But we might actually go for it for real. No, it is going to be Corki coming through here. All right, they weren't trolling after all. The Elise coming by as well, so plenty of damage now on this Curse lineup.
No jokes with that Corki there. And we've seen a Trinity Force already today by Cutie Pie on that Ezreal. Corki's another viable option for your favorite item in the entire game. So maybe we'll see one of those.
Too. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. But yeah, it looks like a Lulu pickup for Chowster would be very much in line with his play style.
Why is Double clicking Vayne?
So if he did lock in Vayne, usually we don't like to go into these trolly mouse over picks, but you know, since we're in the last week, we might as well go.
It's too late.
Okay.
We got no.
That's the reason we don't go into them. Don't bite on
Double
that.
normally doesn't troll that much. It's like if it's Cutie Pie, it's like, yeah, I know you're not picking that champion. Double tends to be a little more like forthright with his early clicks. So the Jarvan jungle, no surprise for Big Fat LP. Also, the Lulu support, as you called. So we know a couple of these lanes here. Pretty aggressive Lulu Twitch lane. The Jarvan jungle great for early as well. Yeah. As we mentioned, the Link on Karthus is all good stuff.
So if they do end up grabbing that Ahri, I'll be very excited because Jackie has been saying over and over, ever since he saw the Veigar played in Europe by ex-Peke, he was like, I want to show Peke how to play Veigar because that's been Jackie's main champ for so long. And he wants to be on a playmaker and an assassin. Ahri is also an assassin. She's much more mobile, and we have seen him use it before in North American LCS. Much more acceptable in the larger circles than Veigar. Not a lot of people are big fans of the short mage.
Wow, tends to get run a little infrequently. However, though, some cool pickups there. The Elise is going to, I'm guessing, support for Edward, and it's Jungle Amumu coming through for St. Vicious. So nice little move there, kind of hiding their pick until the end. There's Elise support all the time.
Now, since this is the last day of Super Week, I'm just going to give them a little leeway here and say that lane Amumu is actually a thing in North American solo queue ladder at the diamond level.
Okay.
So there's a tiny, tiny, tiny chance that we'll see one of those lane Amumus, which revolves around maxing that tantrum and trading early and having the minions hit you as well, so you can keep on spinning bandages there. But it's probably going to be that jungle Amumu that you're talking about, and they're really looking for him to lock up a large area of the map so they can keep that Twitch down. Biggest thing about Twitch, if you can stop him from attacking, stick him in one spot fast, you can kill him very quickly.
Yeah, not hard for Didactic to land skill shots when he's stuck in place for 3.5 seconds if you can combo the abilities together. So the last pick coming through here for Counter Logic Gaming, Nien, is going to be on Renekton. So
you said they went full TSM.
Yeah, this is pretty full TSM. Like, Alba doesn't play like the most Jarvan. That's like a little bit more of a big fat LP champion, though still within the lineup here. But this is just a nice, well-rounded. We like the team fight. We got some cool bruisers composition for CLG. Curse got a bunch of really just stuff we don't see very much.
No, this is really interesting from Curse. I'm excited for this composition because, like I said, they've got so many means to catch out Twitch. They can either have Ari started off, if he's able to pick him off, land a charm, him or Elise, whether it's Edward or if they do a last second switch here up to Voyboy. Either one of those two, Cocoon or Charm landing, would be the signal to go, and they can easily initiate with Zac and Amumu. A very good combo there. Or they could just have Amumu flash in and hold that Twitch in place to easily land those skill shots like you're talking about.
Yeah, we actually saw, just a couple games ago, CLG against Cloud9, that one of the big turning team fights was actually a max range Cocoon landing on a double lift, and everyone else was able to follow up in time and drop him down. So certainly a lot of options to play, make a lot of opportunities for these guys to get a pick, to start things out, and then all go in hardcore. Every one of these champions, actually, on the Curse lineup can dive forward. They've all got the ability to get into a fight if someone catches someone out, which would be a fun one for them. And that's going to be a really strong comp against this CLG team that has so much terrain control. They have the Cataclysm that literally changes the ground around you. And then they also have Karthus, who has this giant defile circle around him that basically controls one of the biggest zones on the battlefield. So it's going to be a fun little mix of styles between these guys. Curse in the blue side, trying to get themselves as high up in the playoffs as possible. They can reach fourth if they win out today. Counter Logic Gaming on the road toward third, but they could drop as low as sixth, just depending on how everything works out. Let's see as they make their way around the map. CLG in the top right in red, and they're playing the buddy system. One aggressive ward that I believe Curse did see come down, but the rest of them sitting in the top tri-brush. This is where those 3 hours of call time prep come into play. The level ones. See, a single ward placed by CLG saw Curse come in. And even though Curse was able to kill that ward, CLG knew where they were. And CLG, though, they're all hiding. They pink warded this brush. Looks like they intend to stay there for a while. Chow's actually lurking around on the outside for now. Wards over the wall. Now, as an Amumu player myself, one of the most poor situations that you can have starting a game is no blue buff. So it's definitely a commonplace strategy to try and steal away a blue from an Amumu jungle. And that's exactly what CLG are doing here. But Curse expected that because Saints played a decent amount of Amumu himself as well. So if they were able to just trade blue buffs, that would actually be a pretty good start here for Curse and Saint Vicious. Yeah. As CLG have actually set up a trap here, they're looking for the late wander over from Curse to their own blue. But the interesting thing is, so Curse are CLG are perfectly fine to take this blue buff away. They've got it. Curse are making a very late trek over, and Nien is actually lurking around in the shadows. He's just underneath. Looks like, I'm gonna guess Curse will get it anyway, but Nien will at least, yeah, he pings it. He knows what has happened here. So Saint will get his blue successfully. No actually major loss here. So, all right, blue. We'll see where we'll see where they go now. Yeah, so there are mirrored starts for both of these junglers. So that's actually a good thing for Amumu, like I said. But he's a few seconds behind Big Fat LP. And a few seconds actually mean a lot in the jungle. So if a Big Fat LP can avoid this pink ward that was placed, because he knows it's there, they use that to kill a ward, he can actually avoid that the entire time and keep CLG guessing at, or keep Curse guessing at where his position is. He's done that so far. He actually came around the top side and flag tossed in, and he's actually recalling Big Fat LP, so he will be completely unknown as he makes his way around. As long as he doesn't walk by his own blue buff, he will have been through the fog of war. Nian's actually lurking around the side, seeing, oh, is Saint coming in? Not yet. Actually, he went 10 seconds early.
So yeah, he had the right idea, but because Saint was those few steps behind Big Fat LP and he's a little bit slower, he does not get seen out here. Jarvan finding a Mumu in the jungle 1v1 though would actually be good for Jarvan.
Well, they're about to cross paths. Just a wall separates the two of them. St. Fish is waiting around on the side. He's going to walk into the brush here. He's waiting around in the background. He knows that Big Fat LP is defending. It's going to be a 3 versus 2. Or will Curse go in?
This is a very bad idea if Saint decides to go in from the back there, because it's very difficult to pull off that dive early against a Renekton Jarvan combo who both have CC abilities that they can use already at this stage of the game. And Amumu's not that tanky. So what he needs to do is do a more Meteos-style jungle where he hard farms his jungle to try and get experience advantage at this point, while he's got vision of Big Fat LP.
It looks like that is what's happening, but of course he has kind of indirectly taxed his top lane, though. Voyboy is stuck in a 1 versus 2, whereas Big Fat LP is defending his solo laner Nian. There's a bit of a difference in style then because of this, and I want to know if Saint gets a big reward out of that, if he gets to be huge.
Good thing for Voyboy is that he's Zac, so he's had a bit of an easier time than Nian did in that 2 versus 1 situation. Even though they both started Doran Shields, Zac with the Bloblet regen helping him out quite a lot.
And you notice right there, Edward warded that Tri-Brush, looking to see, will Jarvan sneak back in later, making sure that they're able to push without getting ganked as they continue to push that turret.
Yeah, you don't want to place the same wards every time, both because you can get scouted out and because you have to place your wards according to the champions you're playing. If you're warding against Jarvan, it's a little bit different because he jumps those walls with the flag toss.
Just put him in the river. He's not going to get into a brush across a wall. What are you talking about?
All right, so Saint actually did make the same move up there and has turned it into the 2 versus 1 situation. Both of these very green melee champions up here. Now, the way that Amumu does lane is that he holds on to the bandage toss for as long as possible until it's a guaranteed hit, because the threat of that bandage toss will effectively zone doublets and Chowster as long as he's got it available.
But he just tossed it there looking for double. Double's now stunned up, as Saint losing more and more HP. Double out of health, but here comes Nijaki. Can he land a good charm? There's the Spirit. A little bit of damage there. Ignite is cleansed away, and the Exhaust, not really required, goes on a Jackie.
And Link is going to take advantage of this time. He's going to shove the minions into the turret to try and make Jackie pay for that roam up top.
When you heard that talked about in the Vulcan interview, whenever Reggie left his lane, ManCloud went for turret damage, and you're seeing Link do the same thing here. Good adaptation, not needing to roam, and typical Karthus, to be fair, but Big Fat LP getting like super dived on under his turret. Ignite is burning, but he survived it. Now it's up to Cop. Can he do the damage? Cop level 4. Yeah, there we go. First blood, 400 gold, 200 to Edward.
That is one of the most frustrating things for a Jarvan player. What just happened there was Big Fat LP did not have the mana for the combo.
And Nian trying to jump in onto Edward, but the flash away for release lets him be an elusive spider there. Link landing another, good exhaust, good charm. It forces the flash away from Jackie, but Link is not done. He is still chasing Jackie down. He's low on mana. Can he get the damage he needs? There's St. Vicious, lands the stun, and now comes the chase back onto Link. Karthus trying to run away, those stubby little legs under his cloak. He's gonna get out of this one.
Yeah, that's just terrible. When you see a Jarvan throw down the flag and have not enough mana to throw out the Q and follow it up, feel bad for Big Fat LP, and it does give first blood over to Curse here as he meets up with St. Vicious once again.
Puts a bit of damage down, says, those are my wraiths, how dare you. Pen to kill Karthus, making sure he gets out of his territory, so Saint's going to walk his way back, but look at Cop. Only 7 minutes in, already has a BF sword, so unfortunately, no Trinity Force rush here for Corki, but Infinity Edge, pretty good too.
He has picked up that mana potion, though, which will help out with the fairly high mana cost of Corki. Even after the slight buffs to his mana cost, he still does run Oom pretty quickly. And if he's using those to both shove minion waves and get harass on Nian, then that few extra gold that you spend on a mana pot more than pay off in turret pressure that you have by shoving minion waves.
Yep, so here we go. Cop back in action. Has a pretty full mana bar so far. It's going to be all right for him. We'll see if the rest of the moves keep going that way. Link is level 6 and will be donated the blue buff here. So 7 minutes in, you've got a lower cooldown Requiem if Link can use it in the next 3 minutes. And that'll be just a little bit nice to have that cooldown coming up 40 seconds sooner. Ooh. Jackie a little bit late on the read though, puts a ward down, misses the ward on the brush to be fair, but was attempting to maybe stab at the blue buff, but is too late for that one.
Now since both mid laners have blue buff, you're going to have to watch out for Link's positioning when he decides to Requiem, because Ahri can very easily close the distance and interrupt the Requiem with his charm. So any aggression that CLG decide to go about in the side lanes, thinking that they've got a guaranteed Requiem going to help them out, will have to be prepped for by Link. You can't just throw that out whenever you want it.
That's going to be a bit difficult possibly then. See if Link can do this one right. We actually saw last game Dyrus nearly got killed mid-channel before. Something that we've seen a lot of top Karthus do is just occasionally get that one interrupted.
Now, when I play in a Mumu jungle, as soon as I hit level 6, I want to go make use of that amazing ultimate in a gank. He's got a flash and Curse of the Sad Mummy. That is such a good combination because you can guarantee your bandage hit after that. As long as you know the timing of your ulti, then you can chain it, and that amount of CC is pretty much a guaranteed kill. On someone like Karthus, where the laner is Ahri,
yeah,
on a Mumu with ulti and flash is a dead Karthus.
Well, they're using it now to actually lurk into the bottom lane right here. Ahri's already lurked his way in. St. Vicious though going towards the top, so splitting focus actually. The ping did go onto Jackie though. CLG had watched him walk through a ward, and that was enough to send Nian back and away and hiding. That pressure does, however, give Curse, I believe, the turret if they keep pressing for it, but Nian wants to stop them.
Oh, a second roam by Jackie there does free up this bottom lane.
There we go. Nian's going to jump in, pop his ulti. Requiem comes across well. Will it be enough damage? Edward switches forms and tries to run down low on HP, and Big Fat LP gets the kill. It's just going to Nian. Comp low on health, and the dive comes in. Nian, so much damage to CC chain. 2 kills picked up in this lane thanks to Requiem and the great play by Nian and Big Fat.
Oh, Cop really wanted to finish that one off so that Edward hadn't died in vain, but 2 bruisers with those CC abilities that we talked about very early in the game, way too much to handle, and that cost them. We talked about also the Karthus positioning. Link had, at that time, gone around to farm Race. So he was protected by a nice wall, and Jackie had no vision of Link. Really nice movements there.
They're almost going to get rewarded with a turret for it. Look how low this turret is actually getting here. CLG forced to run from this one, but they've got not much more time left. Actually, I think it's funny, Big Fat LP has gotten more minions than Nian has from lane camping and last hitting with his sort of active abilities, so a bigger Jarvan than Renekton, but they've set the last wave in, but it's not going to be quite enough to kill the turret, though. And
Big Fat LP is skilling up his Jarvan in sort of the classical where you max that Q for the extra damage on your Dragon Strike, instead of maxing that Golden Aegis where you want to be the main tank of your team, and something that Meteos is especially a very big fan of.
He maxes second. He maxes the shield second.
Okay, but well, the reason why you match that second is because when the armor was taken off of the flag, they actually increased the shield that you get for each nearby champion when you pop your Golden Aegis. So that's actually the most effective tank build on Jarvan.
All right, so here we go. Let's see where the rest of these guys move on toward. Still the standard lanes though for Curse. They've tried to roam a couple times with Jackie. Saint hasn't yet found that ulti gank just yet. Level 7 now and still farming up. 40 minions on him, pretty high mark here. Counterlogic Gaming, they've actually, I guess they're playing sort of standard CLG style. I've not seen Big Fat do much but help Nian's lane out, but support the lanes kind of with his Jarvan, and just sort of rely on Link to farm and assist lanes with the ultimate. So CLG playing it pretty slow, and Curse not really finding the openings.
And it is going in CLG's favor because Link has been constantly farming the mid lane while Jackie has roamed twice unsuccessfully. So even with Karthus not roaming, he's got more kills than a roaming Ahri just because of the Requiem.
It's all kinds of crazy. The global presence working out. There's the jump in from St. Vicious, the flash ulti. The stun onto Double is going to be enough damage. Requiem comes back across though. The kill onto Saint. The turret going down as well. Edward now not in the best spot, but here comes Boy. Will he find Shouster? Yes, he finds one. And the jump onto Double, who has already been wild growth by the dead Lulu. The chase in. Cop lands one rocket. Double stunned up. Double kill. Going in for Void Boy, 3-3 on the scoreboard. Good turnaround by Curse.
Curse was able to get one extra kill out of that, but it's left Nien up top free farming here as Renekton, and now he's got a large minion wave up against this secondary turret.
And this could be enough to maybe drop it down or at least remove a lot of its health bar. Cop, of course, being left out on that side of the map. Voyboy and Edward also stealing away blue buff. And here comes St. Vicious on the defense. He will be keeping this turret alive. So blue buff steal, and he has some minion farm, but I think it's still a good thing for Curse. We'll see if they can grab their blue as well.
The own blue should be picked up pretty easy here because there's no wards for CLG deeper than at the blue ward, and Nien has no backup there. So just him seeing two people is enough to say, I don't want to mess with that. Plus, I have no smite.
So never mind there. It's going to be picked up. Curse just now getting 3 of the 4 buffs on the map. Only CounterLogic Gaming's red buff has been untouched so far. Though I got to think, you know, it's a good thing for Curse. They've caught themselves up. They're only 300 gold away. Dragon not on the map right now, but certainly Curse pulling it back after some really good early game moves. The double kill for Link was so huge. Or I guess the double assist, I should say, for Link. Now it's looking so great. The Curse lineup, Nien lurking right in the shadows, had pushed that top lane, moved towards mid, but just didn't find anything.
Now Curse are definitely still in this one, and they would like to have another team fight where they can make use of the Curse of the Sad Mummy to lock up everyone with Voyboy there to follow it up. We saw the success of that down bottom, but it will be fairly hard to repeat because of CLG's tri-lane presence here.
Definitely a scary thing with these guys. CounterLogic Gaming very good at grouping up, controlling these lanes in the mid game, but the pressure onto the mid is going to be too much. Curse got there first. The tri-lane setup working out quite nicely. 3-3 in kills, 2-2 in turrets. The only thing CounterLogic Gaming really has to their name is the Dragon kill. And yet somehow despite that, the game is still equal in gold. So Curse making up for that in other ways, minion farm and whatnot else. Saint sweeping away the bottom lane, and we now do have unequal lanes though, as Chowster and Doublelift have stayed in the bottom lane now.
Oh, Saint uses his smite early, gets chased off the golems, and there goes the Curse.
Pops his ultimate, Doublelift getting the kill on the first minion. Saint forced to run backwards, gets the bigger one though, that's the important one. And now the fight has still begun though. Voyboy, low on HP, pops his ultimate. Big Fat LP not going to choose to dive the turret. So, ultimate's lost though, gotta say a little bit better.
Yeah, with that one, Curse are no longer looking for a team fight because those are their 2 team fight ultimates that were available. Now they've both been used on an attempted savior mission there for St. Vicious. And it was a really good job there by Doublelift and Chowster fighting that one out, and a good rotation down from Lincoln and Big Fat LP.
All right, good job by these guys. And just to keep updated on the builds they go through, Doublelift is going for that Blade of the Ruin King build. Cop had opened up his BF sword actually into a Bloodthirster, but CLG have actually moved their way towards the mid lane now. They've got their setup here. Even with 4 though, just the presence of the 3 Curse members is enough to scare CLG back. So no mid turret going down on this side. It's just Nien on the free farm on the side, actually catching up very quickly to Voyboy.
They're going with different builds here too. The two most popular paths for solo top laners, either rushing that Spirit Visage for the cooldown reduction and magic resist, or going for the Sunfire Cape. And it's basically because Zac does magic damage, whereas Renekton does attack damage. Quite easy to deduce the source of that one there.
So resisting each other when they do eventually meet up 1v1. They had been dodging each other for a fair bit earlier on in this game, but at some point these guys are going to have to do battle. Of course, a lot of magic damage on that Curse lineup overall. Magic damage mid laner, top, and jungle. As you said, not too hard to deduce why they picked up the items, these guys knowing that they're going to be tanking for their teams in this game. And, you know, 17 minutes in, CLG, they've got that twitch, they've got that crazy late game power, on top of having the Karthus as well. It's kind of in their best interest playing it slow, which is kind of the play they're going for here.
And the only reason that Curse are playing into that and going slow is because of those 2 ultis that we just saw burned. Now that they're coming back up, the Let's Bounce and the Curse of the Sad Mummy, they're ready to fight again.
And we might just see one begin. A little bit of poke coming down from Ari. The Dragon respawning as well. That's going to be the catalyst for the next big move here. Curse have everyone down there. CLG as well. But Curse have ward control. They're going to see him coming. Dragon down to half HP. St. Vicious still taking it up. Despair burning Nien off on the side. Doublelift nearby as well. Looks like this will be picked up. Blue team takes down Dragon, but the engage is on. Stun on a Doublelift, but the CC going everywhere. Double just going to get exploded. Nice play. Let's watch the other fight. Saint in the middle, dropping low on health, but trying to flash out. Kill still comes by. That's going to be Chaucer. Big Metal P getting chased down. Cop just is not getting stopped whatsoever. Nien is in the front lines, but he's going to die as well. Now Link has nowhere to go. Knocked up. Double kill for Cop. That makes it a 3-for-1. Now Requiem, nothing.
Well, it's got something there. It took Jackie so low that he can't even chase Lulu and had to start running away from Chaucer instead. Goes back to recall on his base instead. But that was all brought about by the split of CLG. CLG joined that fight with Doublelift on the other side of the wall from everyone else. Let's look at the position here for Doublelift. He comes out of ambush, and that's the cocoon that we talked about. St. Vicious locks everyone else up so they can't support Doublelift. There was no Lulu ultimate for him. There was nothing left. The only way it could have gone better for CLG is if Saint had actually flashed backwards and run down the river instead of flashing up and trying to run up top of the river. But regardless, Chris was able to clean that one up because both Nien and Link tried to actually turn around to go back aggressive on Jackie. So that was exactly what Chris were looking for there. And very unfortunate position there from Doublelift.
Yeah, so beautifully played by these guys. CLG coming into the fight, not only too late to take away Dragon, but as we saw, better positioned by Curse. Now, Cop has swept out the rest of that mid lane wave. Looks like he's going to recall back, and he's added a Ruby Crystal, so I'm going to be hopeful on his item build right here. I'm hoping. There's a chance.
Yeah, I can see you getting antsy here. Just waiting to shout out for the tons of Trinity Force damage. And Curse are probably going to hope for that one too here because it's very hard to repeat that team fight. Being handed Doublelift away from the entire rest of the team and right in front of Elise and Ari, the two members who are perfect for picking him off and killing him, is just basically the exact perfect thing that Curse were waiting for this entire time. And if CLG make the exact same mistake twice, then it's a very, very bad showing for their team.
You know, and it's funny to look at this as well because think back to the pregame interviews, right, where Curse said, yeah, you know, there's more than Doublelift who's scary. They've got Link and Nien who are really good damage dealers as well. And CLG saying, yeah, we want to make Curse pick things they don't normally play. Well, these are not things that Curse really normally plays. Jackie's not a lot on Ari. Cop's almost never played Corki. Edward's not been supporting Elise for a long time. Saint on Amumu's a new one as well. Really only the Zac pick is a standard one, but Curse is excelling with this sort of lineup. Meanwhile, they're going single target assassin, only killing Doublelift, and Link's not carrying.
Yeah, think about the first part of that statement. Doublelift is no longer the only damage source we have to worry about. Hello, Nien is going full tank Renekton here, and we have a Karthus Link going all ramp-up items. So at that point, he had a non-finished Rod of Ages that is still stacking up to this day, and an unfinished Tear of the Goddess. So he had very little ability power at that point. You know, there was basically, it was the same old sort of CLG problem where Doublelift was the main damage source. They caught him out. That's the team fight.
GG, so well played on this one, of course. Curse finding out a really nice set of champions and finding the playstyle that makes it work. It's interesting, actually, just sort of talking to more players about how they play games, how they play champion select. In my conversation with Medios yesterday, I talked to him about sort of the comps that they would run, and he said, actually, when we get into the game, we just sort of look at what our champions do and our strengths, and we think to maximize what we can do in this game, you know, to beat up theirs. And as you mentioned, Link not powering up yet, and Doublelift being the main threat early on, Nien building tank, they're like, yeah, we'll assassinate Doublelift a lot. At some point, worry about Link, but not yet. And that's what's happened here for Curse. I like their moves so far.
Just want to chime in and say there's a Zeal now on.
But a lot of people buy Zeal. That doesn't give me any hope yet.
I want to see you excited, freak.
I want the Phage for the Sheen. That's the only things that matter.
Okay.
Zeal, everyone builds that item. Gives me nothing. It's a false tell.
Well, we are going to have Curse sieging up here because they are very much aware of the timer that they're working against here. They want to make use of these team fight cooldowns that we keep talking about, the Amumu and the Zac, the two green guys. Yeah. Those are both up right now, and so they are going to try and press this advantage while they have it at this midpoint of the game. Because we already talked about Link's ramping up build. it's only going to get more powerful from here. As soon as he finishes very close charm right there. As soon as he gets that Seraph's Embrace, then he's really going to come into his own.
Exactly. He's about 500 gold away from Archangels, and the Tear of the Goddess is halfway stacked. So you're absolutely right. He is getting there. He'll be there soon, and this is the timetable that Curse are working with. The push still continuing. They are just sieging this lane, and of course, with no one having global teleports, you know, so there's no split push in this one. It's just the 5-on-5. Engage goes off onto Jackie, but he's going to disengage there. Wall of Pain separating the teams as well, and there's going to be nothing found on either side, but Jackie has lost his ultimate.
Amazing move from Big Fat LP right there. Taking out the Spirit Rush from Ahri means that he can't reposition to punish Double Lift like that again, and that's a huge part of this Curse composition. They have to stick that Twitch in place with St. Vicious ultimate, which will allow Jackie to get his clear shot of full combo off. Without the reposition, though, they can't continue to go for it. So single-handedly, Big Fat LP stopped that push.
And you look at it, both teams knew it. Right? The rest of Curse backed off. Ahri recalled. Okay, Dragon's up. Curse might still get that, but CLG immediately split, said go take the free lane farm, go get damagey again. We need some more items completed. Curse, sure, they're still rewarded with globals. Sure, they're getting the global gold up there. They're now almost 3,000 gold ahead. As you see up there, 3 of 3 dragons. That's just earned through and through by Curse here. Counterlogic Gaming, though, trying to lick their wounds, get their gold back up, and try to just get to that 45-minute mark.
Yeah, so they got the consolation prize of Dragon, but they lost the pressure that they had built up. The pressure in terms of minions that are up against CLG turrets, by the way. Both the top and the mid lane had minions pushing all the way to the turrets. At that point, with Curse having to back off, those minions just turned into gold for CLG because they were able to rotate over and go clean them up. Very, very timely move from Big Fat LP.
Exactly, and when you look at it, you can actually sort of read those sorts of moves. Who's getting the better minion wave kills? Because you see Curse with a kill lead, a dragon lead, and a turret lead, and yet only 2,500 gold. Those would add up to about 5,000 gold if you looked at it all, but CLG doing a better job controlling the minion waves this time around, getting the farm their way because of those other grand map moves, keeping it a lot closer. But Curse, though, they're still looking to force things. They're still looking for pressure and objectives. You see them warding deep into enemy territory, grabbing buffs, and then again being on the aggressive.
And because of that extremely heavy magic damage, Curse team, we also saw a locket completed here from Big Fat LP, getting that magic resist aura from the Aegis, and then also upgrading it to get the extra shield so that he can shield people for AoE damage, which Curse actually have quite a lot of.
A good move picked up then. Big Fat LP being the support here, being as tanky, just tanky enough, I suppose.
Look at this solo Saint push, the Amumu solo lane push up there. Meanwhile, the rest of the team engages.
It manages to bait CLG into a battle. Big Fat LP down to half HP, and down goes Chowster. 1 kill picked up. Jackie jumping in. Big Fat LP low, has to flash back out. Double kill, though, for the Ahri. The trade kill comes back across. The re-engaged Cop starting to clean up the battle. In the end, one of the only ones left alive, taking damage. Requiem, though, could be crazy. No, it will be in the end, dropping down. The health bar is just hanging on for a Curse of 5 for 1. That is massive.
Now we're seeing the power of the Karthus start to come in. His Rod of Ages is fully stacked, and he's added that needlessly large rod. Let's take another look at the initiation here, which was amazing by Boy Boy. Think still 2 members off of the map here from Curse. We have Cop coming in from the bottom to completely obliterate Double It from behind. He was not expecting that. And then that split pushing Amumu Saint that we had up top, who baited CLG into that position, comes in for the end to lock up the rest of the team. And even so, with that being played so well by Curse, you saw how low each member was, and just a little bit more power onto Link is going to mean the next Requiem does finish them off.
Just that slight bit of gold difference. Those are the battles when you see a 3,000 gold lead. Those are the battles that are won by that 3,000 gold lead. That one extra item being done. The last Whisper that was just completed before that battle by a Cop. Things like that have meant so much in games like this. And CLG, though, looking for their own little edge right here. They've pink warded it. They're getting control. Boy Boy and Edward are not in range of Baron right now, but this could be close.
Link does get caught out by Jackie, and a nice amount of burst damage means that Double Lift is open on the other side. Again, split.
Once again, he's alone, but Saint has nothing else to CC him with. Already used the bandage toss. 20 seconds on ulti, but re-engages and finds the stun. Oh, man. St. Vicious maxing bandage toss second, allowing him to catch in on that.
He's also got some nice cooldown reduction from that Spirit of the Ancient Golem, but That is, that's why I used to max the Bandage Toss first, and why the damage reduction on Bandage Toss hurt Amumu so much and caused so many people to stop playing him. Saint, though, did not lose faith there, and having that cooldown come back up meant, again, the main person on CLG down again.
And he even went Sorcerer's Shoes. Like, he's even playing as Assassin Move. He just jumps in on a Big Fat LP, has the ulti. Will he use it? Doesn't need to. He zoned away CLG just by walking forward and is rewarded with a kill onto Big Fat LP. The push still going.
Curse are going to take this opportunity. They also have Jarvan down right now. Both of their team fight ultis are ready.
The fight's going to begin. Double Up has re-engaged. Link in the front as well.
No.
Saint forced to run away. There is Requiem for Link, though. This could be crazy. Void forced to run. CLG on the chase. Void shut down. Actually, it's going to be Saint going down Everett as well, and the Bloblet's likely to fall as well. Counter Logic Gaming winning that fight.
Saint only got Link in his ultimate right there. That was just game-breaking for Curse. He did not get double lift on the edge or even Big Fat LP over there. Yeah, let's take another look here. Here comes the Mist Cocoons, and the charm does hit, but look at that knockup. Really good Lulu ultimate, and then Chaucer and double lift are on the outside of it, so Twitch is constantly firing from the side, and with that now powered up Requiem coming in, able to finish off 2 more.
Wonderful job then by Counter Logic Gaming to find the engage and know they had to fight 4v5, not lose the turret. There's good coordination by them.
They were really up against it too.
Yeah.
CLG had to make their move right there because Curse still had that duo combo of ultimates ready, and they were knocking at the door with a man advantage. They just hesitated a bit too long, and missing the edge of that Curse basically made the team fight.
There's a joke here with Curse of the Sad Mummy, and I don't know what it is. That was like my big opportunity to shine, and I just like whiffed hardcore. Oh well. Saint Vicious though still on sweep up duty, and I still like though that his build it is Assassin-y. He's going towards what I'm guessing is actually going to be a Abyssal Scepter. He's got Sorcerer's Shoes, Sunfire Cape for damage. It's not just like, oh yeah, Aegis and Aranduins and Spirit Visage. He is a damage dealer here, which is interesting.
Yeah, and he also did go with the Sunfire Cape, so magic penetration helping out that damage as well. But 5 members of CLG here on the Dragon.
They had a 3v5.
Well, they don't have complete vision. They don't see where Ari was. They saw Edward coming down, but that's just the support. They don't actually want to get picked out here because they are aware that Curse can easily turn another team fight. The only reason they landed the last one was because of the Curse of the Sad Mummy hitting someone that it basically doesn't affect. Having it hit Link, Link does not auto-attack. He's okay with that, and he was already in the middle of the fight, so it did not really affect CLG at all.
Well, so there we go. Curse with 4 of 4 dragons, though. They've still kept that under control.
Double lift.
This is a nice move by Double Lift, the split pushing Twitch, but Curse are already on the move anyway. All of them running up here. Voidboy being sent on defense. And without Double Lift, I don't know if CLG has the damage to defend.
Classic CLG, though. They've always had, in the end game, Double Lift split pushing as an AD carry by himself. This time he's Twitch, so he actually has an escape route, and Voidboy is choosing to chase.
He guessed properly on which direct. Look, guessed perfectly.
Oh my god, he found him!
Voidboy is a mastermind, knows exactly where Double Lift went. Now Double trying to run. I don't think he has anywhere to go. Pops the blade of the Ruin King. Void still on the chase. Double flashes, but Void's going to catch him. Almost lands the knockup, but I don't know if he needed a flash there, Double. I don't think Twitch mechanics. Oh man, okay.
Oh my, never ever ever play Voidboy hide and seek.
Yeah, that guy, like...
Jackie can follow this one up here. He does land the charm.
This is not good. Double Lift forced Big Fat LP, sorry. Also going down 45 seconds on his respawn. Baron is up. Dragon's been taken. This is map control for Curse.
Again, the picks for Curse are the game-changing plays. And Zach is not the person you expect that pick to come from. The one from Ari is expected. But wow, Voidboy starting that one off, taking out Double Lift, just earned his team a Baron.
Beautifully played. Baron goes down at 32 minutes. Voidboy opens his eyes during the countdown of hide and seek. That's what I was going for. Curse now 6-4 on turrets. 4-0. Well, once you started talking, it gave me some time. The Curse of the Sad Mummy is still eating at me. Check this out, though.
So this is the Ari pick that you usually expect. You know, he's even got the blue buff on him. So Charm lands in the middle of that flag toss, making it even worse for a big fat LP. And great job by Jackie being able to follow this one up for the second Charm because of that cooldown reduction that he has from his blue buff.
And the Deathfire Grasp as well. Just wonderful stuff there. Jackie making a lot happen for his team. 3-1-7, 5-1-5 Cop, who is a Betrayer and bought a Phantom Dancer, is going towards an Infinity Edge. The Ruby Crystal was just a ruse, but it's okay. I'll forgive you, Cop. Doing very well this game. Now a 7,000, well, 6.5 to 7,000 gold lead for Curse, and they are still playing this game very, very well as we wait for CLG to power up. You see, finally, 10,000 gold on Link. He's not far behind Jackie. Almost 10,000 on Doublelift. He's a bit behind Cop at this point, but the damage dealers for CLG are scaling up, but it might have been too late.
And it's a little bit late, but they would still like an Aegis of the Legion here. Curse goes straight in, they land a Cocoon.
Nien gets rooted up, gets stunned, he's trying to run away. He does take the Wild Growth as well. The battle has begun, but no kills have happened. Couple of ultis burned. Jackie and Void both losing theirs. And it's just going to be a give up onto the inhibitor. So Curse, wearing the Baron buff, takes more control of the map as they work towards the top lane. They don't have minions for this one, though. This could be a CLG defense, but the turret's going down so fast.
And the front line here from Curse just obliterates CLG.
And the battle continues on. Jackie's going to Zodius, but still get hit by the Requiem. He does go down. Big Fat LP forced to run away. Saint dangerously low. Doublelift dies as well. Chauster by his lonesome doesn't get to do much. Kills coming across everywhere. And in the end, the only man left alive. He's got to defend the last 3 members of Curse, who are going to keep moving in on the base.
The mean green front line of Curse does so much work. They both have Sunfires, they both have crowd control, and they're able to lock up CLG. Now working on Nexus turrets.
20 seconds to go until the revises might not be enough. You see Nien is recalling back, but I think he won't be able to 1v2 this. Edward making his way back in as well. The Nexus under siege. He has home guards. Can Nien do it? Jumps in, tries to knock down Cop. There's the re-engage. It's going to be Elise. He knows all about Elise defending bases. Nien forcing to run away. 5 seconds to revive. Will it be enough? Tries to heal. No, it's the ace. And Nexus going down. That's going to be Curse taking it, bringing themselves closer to that potential 4th place finish in the playoffs.
All right. Congratulations, Curse. And thank you, Saint, for validating Amumu once again as a jungler.
Making it happen. Very well played by those guys, I gotta say. I like what they did with that one. I like the new picks that came out, and I like their game plan through and through. They got a couple of really good team fights. They played the times on the game so well, managed to ignore Link for a lot of it, and said, well, you don't have AP yet, we don't care. Came through very well for them. I mean, we talked about, you know, the Amumu that we haven't seen in a long time, but also Cop pulling out the Corki. Haven't seen that one either, and it was a very, very strong matchup against that Twitch. He performed well. They didn't actually meet in lane, but he did well in the 2v1 situation just as well as Twitch did. So yeah, he and Edward getting the early first blood there, getting that 2-on-1, the tower dive, the kill onto Big Fat LP. That was really big. Set him up. Got him an early BF sword, and when you got a 7-minute BF sword, oh man, is that so fun as an AD carry? You kill everything at that point in the game. It's fun.
It is very fun. I don't play that much AD carry, but anytime you get to walk around with a
It's like a 5-minute Ancient Golem crest. That's what it equates to. You're just like, man, I'm massive this early. It's wonderful. All right, guys, we've got to take a short break, but when you return, Curse's Voidblade will join us to talk about manning up against Counterlogic Gaming.